I am about to tell you a story about how my teacher forgot to turn his Zoom camera off after class, and let me tell you, what I saw that day changed my life. I get flashbacks to this day whenever I hear the song that was playing in the background while I was sitting there and watching, frozen in fright and in shock at what I was looking at. It was my final semester of high school, but I was failing AP Psych. My teacher kept saying that if we need more help with anything, he has private one-on-one sessions after class if we need more help. I really didn't want to attend this because he was a little weird. I also heard from some of my older friends that you should stay away from being alone with him. I never asked why, but typical of me, I just assumed the worst. I kept pushing it off and just trying a little harder on the tests and quizzes we had. Friday was rolling around and I was still doing terribly in class. I had to do this session with him because if I did it, it would bring my grade up from the extra credit points he gives, and I was not repeating my senior year of high school. Anyways, I emailed him telling him that I will be staying after class to hop on the Zoom call with him. He replied seconds later, agreeing and telling me that we will make sure to go over everything that I need help with. I already thought that this was pretty weird, almost like he was waiting for someone to email him about his office hours, but whatever. After emailing him, I left my laptop on my desk after turning it to sleep mode and walked over to my closet to change clothes before soccer practice. As I'm changing, I see a little green light out of the corner of my eye. I look over and my laptop screen is off, but the little green light on the side of the camera is on. I ran over to the laptop half naked and shut the screen in panic. I was thinking to myself, what if someone hacked my account and was watching me this whole time? Or how long has that camera been on for? Is this the first time I noticed? What if it was Mr. Z? I did open his email and it did have some weird files attached to it. What if he hacked my computer and watched me change? Anyways, my day went on and I couldn't do anything about it, so I went to soccer practice and forgot about the whole thing. Friday rolled around, and this was the day that I had to get on that private Zoom call with him. I haven't opened my laptop since I got scared the day before, but when I did, I saw that everything was off, including the camera. Maybe I was just seeing things, and Mr. Z was getting to my head. That day, I went through my whole day of Zoom classes worried about that dumb Zoom call. I just wanted to get it over with. I didn't want him asking me stupid questions or anything because I've heard him asking some really creepy questions before. All I needed was this extra credit so I can get out of this high school. His class rolls around, which is usually an hour-long class, but today he said he will let us all go 15 minutes early because he was feeling good. This got me even more worried for this stupid office hours stuff. Towards the end of class, he was wrapping up and called me out. He said, "Jamie, go ahead and stay in the Zoom call after class for our private call." I hated the way he said this, but all I needed was 30 minutes, that extra credit, and I could finally go out with my friends because it was a Friday. Everyone leaves the class, I stay in, and it's just me and him. He says, "Give me a second, Jamie. Before we start, I have to do something. You can stay in the Zoom meeting. I'm going to turn it off and be back in 5 minutes." So I do. I'm just sitting there staring at the screen, waiting for him to turn it off, but he doesn't. He doesn't mute himself, nor does he turn his camera off, which I found really weird. He stands up, turns around, and clicks play on his speaker. Some random song I have heard before but didn't know what it was turned on. He then yells to the other room and says, "Did you pick up the ink? I want to print out those pictures I got off Zoom from yesterday." This is when I freaked out. I knew he hacked my computer and I knew he had my photos. He then goes into the back room, brings a printed profile picture of my friend, places it on a table, his back facing me, starts moving. I grabbed my mouth in disbelief. Was he really? I didn't even want to know. This looked so wrong. He then turns around and boom. He had a photo framed with me and her in it. As he walks up to the camera, he wanted it to be a surprise, but he forgot to turn his camera off. He was just framing a photo of us both as a graduation gift, as he does with every other student of his. I guess he wasn't that weird after all. As for the camera thing, well, I still don't know to this day why my camera was on while I was changing. Just wanted to tell my tale. Thanks for listening.